Fussy cutting just got easier. No more marking or tracing with my 12th favorite notion. It's June Taylor's Get Squared ruler combo. June Taylor was a mentor of mine when I first started in business. June was on one of my very first Sewing with Nancy television programs 24 or 25 years ago. In her memory, I really enjoy using her techniques that her co-workers are continuing to develop and use. June did not develop this technique, but she would have if she knew about embroidery and all the resurgence of quilting today. This combo has a 4-inch center square with 1/4 of an inch seam allowances around the edge marked in teal, and then an 8.5-inch square. You can see that the 4.5-inch square fits in the center. What I'd like to point out on this outer square is that there are teardrop cutouts at each corner. These teardrop cutouts will allow the rotary cutter to cut beyond the square. You'll see as I'm cutting the effectiveness of the teardrops. Now, how to use it. Embroidery, with the popularity of combining embroideries with quilting, we'll take an embroidery square. It's not square yet, but it will be. If I'd like this in the center of a quilt, let's say in this instance a 4.5-inch quilt block, I'd kind of use the outer block to center it. Or what you could do in this instance, you could also move it and have it angled in at one corner. The choice is yours. Now you can simply place the 4.5-inch square in the center just to make certain that you have it lined up. Line it up, get it square. Then you can remove that center section. Now with a rotary cutter, cut on all 4 sides. Remember the teardrops that I talked about? You're going to effectively use those as cutting down each side. As you may notice, my table's at an angle, and it's kind of difficult to cut using the angle of my table. So I'll just cut a couple of sides. And notice right now my blade is going into one of those teardrops, so I get very sharp corners. Here's a quilt block that I cut just a few minutes ago using this technique, and you can see how accurately it gets, and then the seam allowances are included and the design would be centered. A very common quilt project is to work with a I Spy quilt, different designs that are used in a quilt, or you may want to center quilt blocks with a specific motif in the middle. Use the same technique. It's not just for embroidery. I'm going to use the strawberry and leaf pattern and get it centered. And this time I could use just the outer, or the inner I should say, square and cut around this area. So you can use the ruler in either way. The June Taylor Get Squared ruler combo. It's an easy way to precisely position and cut out a motif.